Hey everybody, Cougar Comics here. Gonna go through some of my Avengers collection today. See how far I get. I'm hoping to get up to number 50, but let's get a move on. Number 2, it's about an 8.0. I purchased this about 4 or 5 years ago on eBay. Really nice shape. Possibly has one small amount of color touch on the inside of the cover, but it's like right over in here somewhere, which makes absolutely no sense. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's one little dot, but it has me a little suspicious, but it's a beautiful book. Real nice. Alright, number 4, 6.0. This is from the Attic Find. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. There's some great books in there. Real nice shape. Is my favorite sticker. Next one, number 6, 8.0. Purchased this one at a local show a couple years ago. It just has some minor dings on the spine. Nothing major. Little dents, if you will. Next one, 7.5, number 8. Purchased one probably about 10 years ago from a local answered an ad in the paper. A guy that didn't live too far away from me, actually. He was planning on being a dealer. He had been collecting since the early 60s, and he was just hoarding books. But he knew what he was doing. Everything was bagged and boarded in really good shape. And I answered the ad, and he said, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "Well, you know, Marvel stuff from the 60s." And he said, "Well, okay, like what?" And I thought, "Oh boy, here we go." But he actually knew every single book that he had. And when he got to be like 50 years old, he decided that he was never going to open a shop. That was his master plan. And he just started selling them out of his house. This guy had books everywhere. He had them in dresser drawers. He had them laying on top of tables. He had them on top of his TV. He had his entire basement was tables with long boxes full of comics. He had everything, all different kinds of stuff. And I got there right around the time that he was really pretty much done with a lot of his Silver Age stuff. But I was lucky enough to get this one and a few others. I paid 25 bucks for that. Number 10. Purchased this in the early 70s at a show. The only problem with this book is up in the corner there, it's a little bit rounded. Other than that, the thing is spectacular. Beautiful colors, very white whites, perfectly centered. Just a beautiful book. And for those of you paying attention, I had every odd number book up there, even number book up to there. I don't like the odd ones, but there's my first odd one. Number 11, I purchased this just a little while ago on eBay. It was CGC'd at 8.5. Very nice book. This next one, there's a little story about it. I'll try not to drag it out too far. I like to read about the pedigrees, all the different pedigrees from all the different collections and stuff, and I came across the Green River pedigree. What caught my eye was a guy who had bought some of it from the original, not the original owner, but you have to go and read it. Just search it on Google and you'll see what it is. It's really cool. But anyway, this guy who had purchased a lot of the collection sold some off. And the guy who bought them, so this would be the third owner actually, sold some of them on eBay, and his name was No Chips. Well, I just happened to buy this book from No Chips. I remembered his name, and I went back and looked it up, and I think I bought it in 05. Yeah, I actually keep track of all that stuff, believe it or not. But anyway, sharp book. As soon as I open up, I go, wow, he had it as a 9.0, and I'm like, this is way better than a 9.0. So I was wondering if this was possibly from that collection, because he had bought a bunch of it and was selling it on eBay. But as I went through the master lists that they have on the website, the Avengers 12 that they have is a VG. This is way better than a VG. So I'm thinking it probably isn't from it, but I actually sent them a message, I emailed them and said, hey, I possibly have a book from the collection, here's my connection to the whole thing, and they never emailed me back, so they must think I'm nuts, which I probably am. Number 13 at 6.5. Number 14, 8.5. Number 15, it's about a 6.5. There is a tear up there, right there. So this is where I have a little hard time grading stuff. Without that tear, it's probably about an 8.0. So with that tear, what does it become? That's the question. That's what I have a hard time with. When you have a nice book that has one major defect, well, how much does the defect drop it? Does it drop it a grade, like from a 8.0 to a 7.5, or does it drop it down 2 grades? You know, so it's, who knows? CGC, I guess, knows. Avengers number 17, really nice shape, but it does have a centerfold staple pop. Just on one of the staples. Would be an 8.5 otherwise. Number 18, 7.5. Number 19, 8.0. Nice colors on this book. I know a lot of people like the yellows and the oranges and stuff, and this has got a little bit of everything in there. I love the way the color progresses from the top down. Very nice. This is my first CGC book, Avengers 20, 8.5. I paid $41 for this book, and that was a while ago. It's probably about 5-6 years ago. So a lot of people say, you know, when you pop them out, don't they lose their value? Well, yeah, they do, unless you hold on to them for a while. Because I would get more than 41 bucks for this now, right? I suppose if it was still slabbed, I would get more than unslabbed, but I bought the book and I enjoyed it and I read it, and I can read it anytime I want to and go look through it and, you know, do what I want with it. But that's just the way I do it. Doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just the way I do my collection. While I'm on that subject, I'm thinking about it. One thing I've been wanting to tell people for a while, I go through and I see a lot of comments that people make. You know, collect the way you like to collect. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you're wasting your money on this kind of book, or why do you collect those? They're never going to be worth anything, or, you know, you're buying stupid books, or, you know, you're buying Spanish books. What the hell are you doing? Why do you only buy DCs? You know, you buy and you collect what you like, not what someone else likes or someone else says. So when you get people that say that to you, don't listen to them. Just totally ignore them. Buy your collection the way you buy it. If you want a collection full of VGs, then that's what you collect, and that's what you like. Because I've got 8.0s and 9.0s, doesn't make your collection any different than my collection. Collect what you like. I saw one guy, and I wish I subbed him, I forgot to, but all he collected was very low grade, but important books. He had like 8 copies of Spider-Man 14, he had 3 copies of Hulk 1, he had, you know, all stuff like that. And somebody messaged him and said, you're wasting your money. You should have not bought those Hulk 3s, or 3 of them. You should have bought one of them and got a 5.0. Well, that isn't what the guy likes to do. He likes to have multiple copies of books. So who the hell is this other guy to tell him what he should be collecting? You know, just crazy. Collect what you like. It's your collection. Alright, enough of that. 21. It's about a 7.0. I hope this is focusing alright. I've had trouble with my camera lately. I don't know if it's the lighting or what it is, but not focusing like it used to. Alright, 22. It's about an 8.0. Real nice book. Now another story. Avengers 23. I gotta open my shade here so you can see this book a little bit better. This I bought on eBay a few years ago, and I will read the thing. I made a copy of what the guy had printed. I recently bought 5 original 48 pack boxes of comics from a beer distributor in central Utah. The comics were meant for distribution into local gas station and such in 1965, but somehow never made it out. So the boxes sat in the warehouse for a few years until the son's owner saw them, thought they might be valuable, and locked them away in a safe. They sat there for another 30 years or so until the son, now the owner, came across the books again. He put a notice out for old comics for sale in the paper. I answered the ad, and the contents of these boxes are what you see now. In those boxes were Avengers 23, and there was another Avenger, I can't remember which one it was. There's like about 6 copies of this one. I think there's 6 or 7 copies of everything. Spider-Man 28 and 34. Fantastic Four 36 and 48. He had like 6 copies of 48, like in perfect condition. He listed them all as mint. Some of them weren't. You could see bends and stuff in them. It doesn't, just because they're in the box doesn't mean they're going to be perfect. This one has a very slight bend in the upper corner. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you can, right next to the 23. And a tiny little bend up in the corner. They're not full, just very, very slight bends. But this book is just, you know, awesome. It literally looks like it came off the stands. Yeah, there you go. You can see the bend a little bit better up there. but that's it on the whole book. Very sharp, clean, pages are beautiful. Very nice book. And a little bend there too, now that I notice it. I had this marked as a 9.4, so that's probably why. But I was lucky to buy this one. The Fantastic Fours and the Spider-Mans were going for unbelievable amounts of money. But there's my 23. Okay. Figure out how to work the shade and be all set. Alright, 24. PGX'd at 9.0. It's a great Kirby cover. How he comes up with all these characters and all the different outfits that they're wearing. Guy just had a great imagination. Almost looks like Dum Dum Dugan back there. Or is it Duggan? 25, it's a 3.0. Need to upgrade that baby. Fine, number 26. Another CGC 8.5, number 27. Number 28. This one's fairly hard to find in higher grade. I mean, you can find them, but they're a little more. It's a little more expensive because of the white cover. So, been looking for that one for a while. 7.5, number 30. I need a 29. Don't have a 29. 7.0, number 31. 6.0, 32. 5.0, number 33. 7.5, number 34. Number 35, that's a 9.0. I bought this at a show a few years ago. Again, beautiful red on the cover. Really jumps out at you. Number 36, it's a 5.0. I need a 37. 38. I have no grade on this one because unfortunately I bought it online, got it home, looked through it, left it laying out on my computer desk over here, and my cat decided to take a little stroll across the top of it. He put a bunch of scratches in it, but that's the way it goes. It's not the cat's fault, it's my fault. 41, it's a 5.0. 42, 7.0. 43, it's a lower grade copy, it's a 4.0. 44 is a 4.0. 45 is a 4.0. 46, 4.0. I bought all these a long time ago from a local comic book dealer, and he had a shop in town. They're all $1/4 a piece, but that was a long time ago. Early 70s. Same with this one. It's a little bit better, but still. Paid $1/4. Number 48, pretty nice copy. It's a 7.5. 2 to go. 49, it's an 8.0. Great cover. And number 50, it's an 8.0 also. Alright, that's it for now. I'll keep going on another video. Take it easy, everybody.